Hey, it's Chuck here, back with more Milton Daily Homes. We've got a big list today, 19 properties. As you can see, we're back in the lair, and so we're going to start us right off just after I mention quickly, alarm on the phone, after I mention to you that we're doing the buyer class in about 48 hours. It's going to be a fantastic time. We're almost full, so if you have a chance to register, I know that you're going to leave with tremendous amount of value. You're going to get a book, and all you need to do is just bring a food bank donation because we're trying to do the right thing to help people. So MiltonBuyerClass.com is where you go. Let's get to those 19 properties. 1379 Costigan, number 209 is at 298.7. It's on the second floor. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-washroom, nice high ceilings here. You've got the crown moldings, got the hardwood, got the upgraded countertop, stainless steel appliances. I mean, just run through the list. These don't feel like condos to me. I mean, they're much like, they just feel really good. And remember, I even like the little porthole window there. But remember that these, like when you look at something at $298.7, you've got almost $300 in condo fees. So you could buy a $350 townhouse. It would cost you about the same as something like this. So it's definitely a lifestyle choice. I do think it's a very attractive alternative. I like this one a lot. I think they did a good job in pricing it too. 632 Marks is an Amesbury or a Brennan model, 1130 square feet. You've got one full bathroom upstairs. There's your kitchen. Just to the side, just on the other side of the fridge, you've got the entrance to the garage. You've got a little bit of a closet or a pantry. One big room here, and there's another view of it. And then you could do a small dining room. The builders actually have that in the plans, but you can't go too big on it. And then you've got the bedrooms upstairs. Okay, so big window here. This is the second time it's been listed. It doesn't really give you a sense of the yard there. I mean, it's not a huge yard. It looks like this between the neighbors is probably not built in, the fencing there. 334 to me for this model. I normally expect up in the 330s to see a little bit more size, start to see the second full bathroom upstairs. So let's see what happens with it. It seems a little bit like they're shooting a little high. So 333 Baberstock, 335. It's a 3-bedroom. It looks like there's 2 other bedrooms downstairs, but still it doesn't look like they did any bathroom down there. So it looks like there's 2. There's one upstairs and then one down below. Now this one has tile throughout the main area here, and I don't know how many people would really want that. That could be something that's more of a very specific thing that these owners have done. And then we've got a bedroom upstairs, and then we sort of go back downstairs. So I find when the pictures flow, when they tell a story, it's much easier as a buyer to really figure out, or as an agent to figure out how the home fits together. It looks like they've upgraded the cabinets in the kitchen. They've got some hardwood in the family room, but the tile, I don't know. I mean, it's not that hard to replace. It's a little bit messy, but I can't see 100 out of 100 people walking into the home and saying, yeah, I want tile in my dining room. It's much more likely they'd want hardwood, carpet, laminate, something like that. Bit of a rollout awning. You've got, looks like some landscaping in the back as well. Nice mature trees in this neighborhood. You're getting close to about 10 years. One of the first subdivisions that Mattamy built, and one of the first subdivisions in the entire new part. 699 Sire is a semi-detached, 35 by about 111 feet. Nice price range. That's where these typically do fall. And beyond there, you've got a good size yard. You've got some upgrades, fresh paint. You've got good color here. Those are original cabinets, but it definitely looks like they've dressed them up. They've done the right things. Clean, simple. If you're taking notes on staging, look at little things like they replaced the light fixture, put a fan in there. Nice additions, took stuff off the counters, simple, so you see things for what they are. You can imagine yourself in the home. Great job staging on this home, good pictures. November 23rd looks like an important date to these guys. Okay, so 330 Duncan Lane. We got 2 on Duncan, both of which are basically facing train tracks. So you do hear the train, you see the train. Inside, the builders have done a pretty good job in sort of insulating the windows and not making it intrusive in your life, but it is a factor, and it's something when buyers come to look at the home is they really have a lot of questions about it. So $370 is the price. Great backsplash, good-looking cabinets. I can't help thinking how much like some stainless steel appliances would really just boost this one. But again, when you've got everything else working for you, you're still in good shape. Okay, so 1650 something square feet, and nice open high entryway, and there you go, some bedrooms upstairs, and you've got the 2 full bathrooms. There's your ensuite there. So that's the biggest factor here, is just the train that I could see kind of holding these guys back. The rest of it looks pretty good. So 430 Duncan Lane is at $399. Now we move up to a much larger home. We're probably looking at about 550, 600 square feet bigger than the previous one, and for about $30,000 more. So you've got hardwood on the diagonal here. You're going to have to put a fridge in too, so sort of similar appliances. Cupboards, I would say, are comparable. Now, that floor almost looks like a vinyl floor, but it's got to be ceramic. I mean, I don't even think the builder of this model even does vinyl at all. Okay, so hardwood stairs, good sized rooms upstairs. If it were me, between the two of them on Duncan Lane, and I was okay with the train, I would definitely buy up on the size. And then even if you put some money into this one, I think you'd probably still be doing pretty well. So corner property, get lots of windows in a corner house. That would be facing east in all likelihood, so you'd be looking at getting some good, actually, would it face east? Yeah, I think it would, so you get the morning sun. So Gaisley is $399.9, and so it's an 1,800 square foot home, and you're not reading this in an error. It's a 200-foot deep lot. Actually, sorry, this is 1,717 square feet because it's only the 3-bedroom. Now you've got stainless steel, you've got nice color cabinets. There's your family room. It's kind of set up with the front room, and then you got another room in the back, the family room. But look at that yard, huge. I think that's got to be worth, I mean, is that worth 20, 30? Is it worth 10% of the price of the home? I think for sure, absolutely. So you could do a pool and probably a tennis court in this one. At $399, I mean, I think about what semis are going for, and I mean, the house itself without the lot is probably not that far off. This is a good deal. November 30th is the magic date for these guys. Gaisley is a good street. I'm a huge fan. This is definitely one of the Chuck picks of the day. I'm very excited. That's a huge, huge, huge lot. You would love this one. Okay, so great pricing on it, being under $400. 712 Thompson. One of the first things you'll see with this one is that they've actually converted the driveway, so you wouldn't be doing the switcheroo game with your cars. You'd actually be able to do them side by side, which is good because you can't park outside of homes on Thompson because it's a fire route. There's little outcroppings off the street. If you saw them, it would make sense what I'm saying. So $418 is the price. It's just over 1,800 square feet. Carpet inside. You've got a kitchen here. It looks like nice colors. Again, stainless steel always adds a little extra punch. I think being on Thompson in this size category, I mean, at $418, again, I think they're being a little bit aggressive. They've converted this one to a 3-bedroom. There's also a 4-bedroom version, if I remember correctly, and but the parking is certainly a good thing. Okay, so 1024 Yates, next one up, 449 detached home, 1740 square feet. So this is a partly finished basement. I'm not sure what that means. Gorgeous landscaping outside. And Yates itself is, I've noticed there's been a bit of a reduction in traffic on the street, but look at that. That's gorgeous. Like, so the front garden is award-winning, literally. I think a local photographer actually gave these guys a prize for their front garden. Gorgeous stuff. Come in the front door. Just to the right-hand side is you're going to see a living dining room. That's the family. There's your living dining. It actually is wider. The picture makes it look a little bit narrow, but it's a good wide room. And so you've got some hardwood floors here, a hardwood staircase, the kitchen over here. The thing that I hear from a lot of clients is that this kitchen is a little bit hard to put a table in, so you really couldn't go wider than this. I sometimes see people do a half moon here, and then they sort of have the seats gather around there because it's not the same as some of the other models that have a bay window and you can tuck a table in. It's a little trickier to figure out. But good looking kitchen, lots of tile work on this one, and I like it. I think at $449, I mean, there's definitely some good positive features about this home. Babcock, $469, double car garage, 36-foot frontage, and you've got a 2,200 square foot home at $469 with a double car garage. Yeah, I know it's got siding. Yeah, I know it's vacant. It's far from perfect inside. the kitchens, but really to stain those cabinets, put new appliances, put a countertop, you are going to transform this home, and you'll be well up into the 500s in a hurry. So for the amount of money it would take to get this one up to that level, and maybe the leverage you might have with a vacant home that doesn't have anyone living in it, maybe you get a good price on this one, you put $20,000 into it, and you're going to notice a massive increase in value. So nice, very nice, good opportunity there. If you can use that connected, creative thinking mind, you could find yourself in a good place. Log rent $479. It's a Shady Glen, 4-bedroom, 25 square feet. Hardwood floors here. Photos are a little bit dark. I mean, I think about showing a home and even taking pictures. Open those blinds up. Let as much light in as possible. It definitely helps your cause. The kitchen, the backsplash, I mean, it's a little hard to tell from the pictures, but it certainly looks like they're in the right direction there. And same thing here. Open those blinds up. Get it nice and bright. You don't want the first thing people see to be a computer screen. You want it to be that it's a bright, sunny, open concept kind of home. $479, I mean, on paper it looks like it's in the right range. I have a feeling this one would look better in person, provided that they just make it look bright and decluttered. Okay, so 663 McEastern, Quincy Corner, $489. We had a great sale on a Quincy recently that's going to help these guys. It was up into the 5s. I think with this one here, you're talking about upgraded countertops, you're talking about backsplash, nice dark cabinets, stainless steel, tiles on the diagonal, so they've really taken care of this one. Hand scraped floors, nice staging too, so that's the front living dining. You've got a finished rec room downstairs, which is something some of the big sales haven't even had. And you've got 4 bedrooms upstairs. You get a bathroom down below. November 28th is their magic date, and I think these guys are gone in a hurry. These models have really jumped up recently. That's a good listing. That's again one of the Chuck picks. It's very, very strong. Lederman, $559. I talked about this one before when it was listed, but that light fixture, what is it? $300 maybe. Really transforms the impression of this home. You see some nice appliances, some nice fixtures, the countertop, but that light becomes something that really draws your eyes in. It's a beautiful fixture, and I think that it's a very good investment. The floors, it looks like you could eat off of them. So it's usually hard to sell a vacant house, but I think that these guys have done a good job prepping the home, getting it ready. Almost looks like a royal fern, but it actually doesn't have the front of the house in there. I think it's bigger than a royal fern, though. It's 4 bedrooms, plus you've got like a family room loft upstairs too. I'm guessing it's about 2,300 square feet. Forbes. Now it says this model is a south wind, so we're talking about in excess of 2,000 square feet. Backs onto a park. I don't know why this picture is here, because it doesn't look like there's any home. It certainly doesn't make someone excited to see the property. But anyhow, it is what it is. It's double car garage, granite, hardwood floors, all the rest of it there. Mary Street, $589. We're talking about an old, well, not old, I mean nice, mature home. A huge lot, 66 by 132. Homes in this neighborhood, I think, have tremendous value long term. We see a lot of renos starting to happen in the real old parts of Milton, the stuff south of Main Street. So very, very nice stuff here. You've got the leaded glass windows. You're going to have to take the wallpaper down. Most people would. So there's going to be some work to be done in this home. I've talked about a renovated kitchen in here. It looks like the cabinets have been done. I could see a certain portion of the audience that would want to take it even further. Got a great sunroom in here too, detached single car garage. But look at this. You've got the exposed wood. Lots of charm in here. I think they've got a lot of appeal. And so the other thing about this one is that make sure you have a good home inspector, because homes built in this generation, I would guess this one's maybe somewhere between the year 1900 and maybe 1940. You're talking about pre-World War II. We're talking about stuff like knob and tube wiring. We're talking about different things that you definitely want a good inspector to really look at this one close. but I'm sure it's been kept in good shape. It looks like they've taken care in it. So 1045 Freeman, on the corner of Freeman, Louis St. Laurent. So you do side onto a busier street. You back onto a forest, which I think is, I don't know if they cancel each other out, I mean, from a value perspective, but it's probably not that far off. But you get 3,100 square feet, hardwood floors, you get a big open concept kitchen here, built-in appliances. They listed this one last year for much more, and you get a finished basement here too, so there's lots of space. The lot is huge. You got 5 bathrooms here, you get a little pond in the back. Good stuff, really nice. And the landscaping here, so you add all that stuff up. On paper, this one looks like a tremendous deal as well. I think that's a good price for this home. I don't think there's ever been a better time to buy a home over $600,000 than right now. There's a lot of selection. Interest rates are still really low, and they've come down. I mean, some of these homes, like that Freeman home, probably would have hit close to 7 a year and a half ago. So really, good value. We've seen a softening there, and it's good news for buyers. So Scott Boulevard, 46 by 81. It looks like a 2,600 square foot home. Hardwood on diagonal here. Okay, so it looks like the Sunderland model, and then you've got your kitchen with the island here. It looks like they've added some extra pantry space. I don't know. I mean, it looks okay. Usually we see homes this size category below the 600 range. But again, it might be something to check out. And Scott, some people feel like it's a little bit busier. We see varying levels of the impact on value. Sometimes it doesn't change the value very much. Sometimes it can be a little bit stubborn. 65 Victoria's at 739. It's only a 2-bedroom, but it's a bungalow. And look at all the beautiful trees here. Victoria is one of those streets that a lot of people say, I'm waiting for a home on that street. It's beautiful there. Okay, so you've got a long driveway, concrete driveway there too. You've got a nice little porch. You think about downsizing, so this is a perfect home to think about that. You've got a kitchen with an eat-in area. All that opens up, so there's your eat-in area. It all opens up to a family room here. Crown moldings, lots of windows. Nice. It's an unfinished basement. They're looking for April of next year, so there are certain people now that are really shooting long term. Yeah, I think that it's certainly a tough one to price. There's not a lot of bungalows for sale in the city, and not a lot that are on that good of a street. So 12,700 Fifth Line. Again, for me, this is a chuck pick. Under $1 million, you get 10 acres. We talked about nice upgrades inside, beautiful high ceilings. The kitchen looks good. There's lots of space to entertain. Pot lights here. That looks like a Japanese tub. You're talking about a fireplace here. So when you talk about an ensuite being a real retreat, a spa-like quality to it, this one I think definitely has it. You're talking about the pool. You're talking about lots of land features on this one. So good looking home. It's oil heat, 3,500 square foot, ranch bungalow. Lots of size, in-ground pool. You can't build this home for what they're offering it for. Again, it's a good time to be buying stuff in the country at those interest rates. So enjoy your day. That's our list, 19 homes, and we'll see you tomorrow with more Milton Daily Homes.